Hey everyone, so today we're going to be going through week 4, step 4, downloading your image. So first thing that we're going to do, well, this step is actually going to cover an overview of so we've already have something that will upload our image, right? So something like this right here. Oops, I can close Twilio. Right, so if I say choose file and then I upload something like censored, that, and then I say like flag as my key, then I click submit your picture. It says your image has been stored successfully. If I go into images right here, I see flag right there, which means our upload function works. So logically, our next step is going to be we need to create a download function. And so to do this, we're going to be using HTML, CSS, JS again. And then let's just go ahead and follow these steps. So first thing, make sure you're on the bunny image front end branch. By typing get status, I'll see what branch I'm on, and you'll see that if I just move myself over here, I'll see that I'm on the branch bunny image front end, which is the branch that I want to be on. Cool, that's done. Then add an attribute ID with the value button1 onto the upload button. So, I mean, we already have an upload right there, so I'm just going to say, go ahead and say download, like that, because we want a download section as well. And then, what does it want? So let's see. Create a new button with an ID 1. So let's go ahead and just put a button right here. So I can just say button ID is equal to, I think it said button1, and we can just say download image, like that. Yep, with an ID with a value of button1, and then create a new input field with an ID of download username. So I can just say, I'm just going to put this above here. I'm going to say input type is equal to text, ID is equal to download username, like that. Whoops, it's not letting me type. There we go, download username. And I'm just going to tab this in. We don't need this C form input. There we go. Like this, enter your file's name, download image. Cool. So then this is this, that's done. And then create the download image function. So what we're going to be doing is, let's go ahead and click into here. And let's say, so we're going to need to first grab this button from our HTML. So first thing we're going to write is we're going to say const button1, or we can just call this download button. We can call this document.get element by ID, and then we're going to say button1 as our ID. And we can say download button.add event listener, and we're going to say click like that. So we're going to create an event listener like that. So whenever we click the download button, the code in here will fire. So after that, we have this with an await fetch to get download username. That cool. So let me just give you one moment. Cool. So let's go ahead and create our download image function. So first thing we're going to be doing is let's go ahead and say var username is equal to document.element by ID download username. Oops, this should be all lowercase. Dot value, like that. So we're going to go ahead and grab whatever values in here, and then we're going to store it in this variable. And after that, we're going to say, let's just log a message first. We can say console.log attempting to get your image, ... That. Then we can say, so now let's go ahead and actually make our request. So let's say const resp is equal to await fetch. Then we can put in URL right there, and we'll define URL in a second. And then our options, we say method equal to get. Headers, we can say username is equal to username, like that. That, perfect. And then we need to define our URL. So we say const URL is equal to, and let's see what our directions say for our URL. Oh, okay, cool. So we don't know what our URL is, right? So how are we going to figure this out? If you recall, in our past functions, we created a function called bunny image download. So I'm just going to navigate to that, grab that right there, and I'm just going to put it in here. You don't have to append anything special to this. This bunny image download function will work just fine. Cool. After that, we'll have this, and then what we can check is, so we can say const data is equal to await rest.json. So we're going to turn whatever we got from this API request and turn it into a JSON object. We can say console.log image has been received. Then after that, we can say const link is equal to data.download. Actually, right now, let's just console.log out data real quick to just see what we have. Right, so let's see if this function works. let's go ahead and click inspect right here. File name, if you'll notice in our images we have something called censored. I'm just going to say censored as our code word. We click download. Let's see what happened. Okay, wait. Nothing happened. Okay, interesting. Let me refresh this. Censored, like that. There should be an issue with our getting this then. Let's see if I can figure out what the issue is. Cool, so button ID. I'm just gonna do a console.log right here. Click button. That. Then what I will say is that's done. Oh, okay, so it's just not showing. I'll diagnose this issue. I'll be right back in a second. Okay, so I think part of the issue is that we have two file names right here, I think. Enter your file's name, enter your file's name. These might be conflicting. Let's see. Actually, they shouldn't be. Okay, cool. I think I know the issue. So, the issue was here that we already had a ID of button1 up here. If we just delete that ID right there, everything should work fine now. Okay. Let's try it. So let's go ahead and uncomment all that. If I just type in censored, type in download, it says image has been received. So everything worked fine. Perfect. So now let's see what they want us to do. Download image. Okay, so if the fetch was successful, open the image using window.open and make sure it replaces. Okay, cool. So we can say is window.open like this. We can say data dot let's see, what does it want here? Download URI. Okay, is the link that we have. And then we say self right here if we want to open it in the same window. So if we just type in censored right here, click download, you notice that we get this image downloaded. If you open it, this is the image that I uploaded a while ago. Cool. And yeah, so that's the code for step 5. Let me know if it helped.